Hi there, and welcome to my review for The Miseducation of Carver-Balsiger. So The Miseducation of Carver-Balsiger is one of these little indie films that's come out this year that's gained quite a few little awards here and there at festivals. Although it is a small movie, it has built up a strong audience response. So the story is about a girl in the 90s who is sent to a camp which is designed to correct homosexuality, to make people who are gay straight. That's the purpose of it. It's run by some fundamentalist Christians. And it's about someone who has to go through that experience. And as a film, it's obviously got some dramatic heft to it, because that topic is obviously very tough and very, very not nice to think about. It's quite horrible to think about that these sort of things exist or have existed. It's pretty tough just on the surface of it. But having said that, the film is quite light. The film, although it certainly goes to tough places at times, it plays it with some levity. Although it certainly doesn't avoid the tough talk and the difficulty and the real hardships and the real insidious nature of such an institution, it definitely has moments which are a breathing room, which allows you to kind of feel at ease with the characters as they slowly begin to realise how wrong everything is and how things don't quite work out and trying to find who they are. The film is definitely sad though, and I would definitely say that anyone who has ever sort of doubted themselves or ever sort of felt some kind of self-loathing will definitely sort of find something in here to click onto, because it certainly plays with those emotions in a very personal and intimate manner. I mean, the entire film really is about self-loathing. It's about people who think they need to change. It's about a society that thinks people need to change. It's about people being emotionally abused into change. It's about people who are being altered, who are being tricked, who are being coerced into not being true to themselves. The performances here are uniformly great. Chloe Grace Moretz is in the lead role and she is fantastic. This might be the best screen performance I've seen by her. She's wonderful in this film. The supporting cast is also all great. I want to just highlight Sasha Lane, who is fantastic. I really loved her in American Honey, and it's great to see her in another film. And as a whole, the film was just really well put together. I really like the use of music as well. It's a film which manages to keep itself relatively lively. It manages to keep its music choices something which are fun at times, but also music which can be serious and have serious connotations to the characters. I also think the film manages to do a good job of making the villains here, or the people who are trying to force these kids to become heterosexual, they come across in a way which isn't as insidious and as dehumanising as it might seem. They manage to come across as genuinely believing what they believe, which only makes it feel worse in a way, that these people, they aren't just evil, they're misguided. They genuinely think they're helping people, or at least they seem to think that. The film doesn't hold any punches when it comes to tackling the wrongs of these people and how wrong it is to do this, and how these children should just be happy to be who they are and how we should encourage that. And I think that kind of is why the film is powerful, because it's pretty obvious that there's a wrong here, and the film does a good job of showing us this. I think I certainly have a couple of issues. I think the dramatic threads here are all kind of predictable, like we kind of know how the film is going to play out, and it does essentially play out kind of as I anticipated. It certainly in the third act starts to fall apart, begins to burst at the seams once all these dramatic threads come to a head. I also think that the use of close-ups here is, pretty good in parts, but I think it does have an unfortunately distancing effect. It certainly separates the characters from their environment, and it does that quite often. There's a lot of close-ups, and after a while I think it ultimately doesn't really immerse you that much within the world of Miseducation of Carver-Balsiger, which is unfortunate, because I think this world is something that people really need to feel to get to grips with just how obscene it is. The ending is also something I really loved. I think it was a really nice, emotionally powerful section. It's not necessarily a moment that is in any way happy, but it definitely is a moment of tranquil friendship, something that you can sort of just feel as something that's nice after a film which is pretty tough in parts. So whilst I certainly have flaws with The Miseducation of Carver-Balsiger, I can't deny its power, I can't deny that it's emotionally resonant, I can't deny that it does its job pretty well. So I have to say it's definitely a good film. I was very close to rating it a little higher, but yeah, I mean, it's recommended, it's basically what I'm saying. So that's what I thought of The Miseducation of Carver-Balsiger. I'd love to hear your thoughts if you've seen it, so please leave me a comment. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you want to hear more of my reviews, you can subscribe. If you want to read more of my reviews, you can follow me on Letterboxd or Twitter, links in the description. Thank you for watching, and The Miseducation of Carver-Balsiger, it's a good film.